Now at 6, a homicide investigation in Pittsburgh leads to charges. We'll have details. Plus, the Miami Police Department shows some area students the proper use of drones. And officials gather at Pitt State for an Economic Outlook conference.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A Pittsburgh man is charged with the murder of his wife. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. Authorities were responding to a wellness check shortly after noon yesterday for a woman in a home on the 1300 block of Cedar Crest Drive. Officers had to forcefully enter the house where they found the body of 54-year-old Michelle Fontenot. The investigation quickly led to the victim's husband, 60-year-old Timothy Fontenot, as the primary suspect. Officers later stopped Fontenot's vehicle as he tried to return to the scene. Officers say when officers tried to forcibly remove him from his vehicle, he drove into several officers, drove in their direction. Officers managed to arrest him on charges of second-degree murder, aggravated assault of a law enforcement officer, and felony interference with law enforcement. Authorities have arrested 4 people in connection with a suspected attempted murder and robbery in Fort Scott, Kansas. Fort Scott police released information yesterday, but the crime happened on September 24th. Authorities responded to the 400 block of Andrick in Fort Scott. They found 39-year-old Kenneth Bevins lying in the grass with multiple injuries. As of yesterday, police have arrested 4 people in connection to that crime. 2 are juveniles, 2 are adults. Formal charges have been filed against the 2 adults, 20-year-old Tavin Eisenbrandt and 23-year-old Michael Sheriff. Court documents allege Eisenbrandt robbed Bevins, taking his knife and stabbing him with it. They also allege that Michael Sheriff stomped on Bevins' head. At last report, Bevins remained in critical condition. The annual economic conference was held at Pittsburgh State University. KOAM's Amber Jenkins spoke to local economists about the outlook for Pittsburgh.
Economists and business officials gather at Pittsburgh State University to discuss the economic outlook. Officials say that there is potential for growth in Kansas.
So I think Kansas will do better, even on the energy side as well, another one. We'll do better relative to the U.S. in this context. So a 0% growth net, which will decline the first half but come back. But we have driving sectors that will allow us to do better here.
Local businesses is one of the reasons why Pittsburgh economy is strong.
Local businesses, then we're going to be doing okay even if we have a recession, but we just won't grow a whole lot.
The city of Pittsburgh is still growing and has a bright outlook for this coming year due to the local businesses and the population growth.
Lack of labor force, the labor force is not coming back, just like nationwide. It's not coming back like it should, and there are like 700-800 jobs open in the Pittsburgh area that are unfilled. So of course that is an impediment of job growth, but hopefully the labor force is going to come back, and having new population growth, might solve that.
The new population growth will increase the labor force, construct more residents, and improve wages.
It's very optimistic, and especially now with more housing coming online here in Pittsburgh. Literally within the next couple of weeks, we're adding residents, which adds even more growth to the community, and combined with that wage growth, we really feel like this growth will continue locally for some time.
Reporting in Pittsburgh, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
That economic conference is held every year to assess the economy of the city, state, and nation. We needed some rain. Some of us got a little. Doug Henny.
Yeah, it was light showers. Wasn't heavy, but it helps. We need any kind of rain that we can get. We had on and off light showers really through the morning hours into the early afternoon. But as of now, the clouds are out of here. Most of us have clear skies, and the rain is out of here, and that's what we're going to see as we go through the rest of the evening. You can see the showers pushing in central parts of Missouri. However, another storm system, or a weak system, heading toward us late tonight into tomorrow with at least some additional chances for rain. With the sunshine, we popped up 75 in Carthage, 76 in Grove, 76 in Parsons. It's windy. We have these southerly winds at about 10 to 20, and it's going to stay breezy as we go through the overnight hours. Into the morning, 73 by 77, midnight 69, 68 by 6 a.m. Scattered showers and thunderstorms increasing. We'll talk about that here in just a bit.
All right, we'll see you then. The Miami Police Department was at Wyandotte High School today, but they weren't investigating any crime or delivering an anti-drug lesson. KOAM Shagun Bamadelli was there as students learned about how new technology is helping local investigators.
For the Miami Police Department, drones are served as an efficient tool in apprehending criminals.
We use them for all sorts of city functions, not just police, emergency management, fire department, code enforcement. If we roll up to a scene and we're like a missing person, we can search 5-10 acres in a matter of minutes, where it would take 5 or 6 officers an hour to do that.
Chief Anderson and the Miami drone team taught aviation students at Wyandotte High School about different types of drones, drone programs, and their uses.
I love the technology. I play games at home, so I've always been interested. My dad hunts a lot, so he uses drones at home, and I've flown some of them. He has some good drones. I've always been really interested in drones.
I like how they track things down and are able to use that technology in being able to solve crimes.
Chief Anderson tells me the drone program is more important than just his field uses.
This technology is emerging. It's an up-and-coming field, and for young aviation students, it's a great demonstration to see what it can do right now. And by the time they're graduated in the field, the capabilities will just be tenfold again. It is ever-evolving field, and just to show them what the capabilities are now and what they can get into, I think it's important to them to see what these can be used for.
In Wyandotte, Shagun Bamadelli, KOAM News.
Chief Anderson says the Miami PD drone team is the only law enforcement agency drone team in operation in northeastern Oklahoma. Coming up, the city of Miami holds a ribbon cutting for the demolition of a business building. Plus, kindergartners show their support for community helpers with a celebration. Destroying things can sometimes be a fun activity, so the city of Miami hosted a ribbon cutting for the demolition of this Miami Ford building. The building is going to be replaced by a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram store.
Well, all you have to do to understand why we want to be at this location is drive down Main Street in Miami and see all the improvements and changes that have made. We want to be part of it. We've got a little piece of it now, and we want a bigger piece of the progress that Miami's made.
They expect the construction of the brand new building to be finished in about a year. Kindergartners at Mark Twain Elementary in Carthage, Missouri spent the day celebrating community helpers. Community helpers are defined as anyone who goes above and beyond to help their community, such as police and firefighters and paramedics. The Jasper County Sheriff's Department stopped by the school to talk about how they help the community.
Some of the students that are excited about maybe being police officers in the future, they can see that's something that is tangible and something they can actually achieve.
I liked the spotlight when it flashed a little.
Yeah, the lights are pretty cool. It's a week-long celebration. The Carthage Fire Department is going to visit Thursday at 2 p.m. to discuss how they help the community. Pittsburgh's Fire Department Fire Chief announced his retirement today. Dennis Riley became the Pittsburgh Fire Chief in September of 2020 and had dedicated a total of more than 40 years to the fire service. He says he's going to use his retirement to focus on family, traveling, and his training and consulting business. The city has appointed Battalion Chief Taylor Cern as the interim fire chief. A little bit later, the Carl Junction Bulldogs face the Willard Tigers in the quarterfinals in softball.
Plus, we have some additional rain chances moving in late tonight. We're going to talk about that coming up. Well, of course, we had the on and off showers throughout the morning into the afternoon hours, and then most of that rain is pushed out of here over the past few hours. It looks pretty good. We have some sunshine, nice shot. Lander Chevrolet, this on the southeast side of Joplin. Chevrolet Cadillac of Joplin. So we're looking at I-44 westbound, then eastbound. The roads have dried up, so looks good. We got some rain. We just didn't get a lot. 12/100ths of an inch at the airport in Joplin puts us at 34.5 for the year, but we're still behind by over 2.5 inches. So we need some more rain. We have some additional chances later on tonight for parts of the viewing area. Look at all the rain pushing out of here as we have worked through the past couple hours, now out across central Missouri and then down through northwestern Arkansas. So we look pretty good. If you are going to be outside next couple hours, we'll be dry across the region, but we will get some rain chances in here later on tonight. All right, rainfall was light, very spotty in our southern counties. Most of us, this is under 1/4 of an inch. Some areas, Montgomery County out through Lebec County, picked up a little bit heavier, maybe 3 or 4/10 of an inch. So this wave is out. Wave number 2 is working in, really from the Dakotas all the way back through eastern parts of Colorado. And this is going to swing another cold front in as we go into tomorrow morning and give us additional chances for showers and thunderstorms. 73 in Cassville, 75 at Grand Lake, 76 in Neodesha. Pittsburgh is sitting at 74 degrees. The winds have picked up a bit. South winds sustained at about 10 to 20 miles per hour. And then our gusts have been a little bit higher, kind of in that 25 to 30 mile per hour range. So it's going to be kind of breezy as we go through the rest of the evening. Clear skies currently sitting at 75. Humidity is at 43%. Into the morning hours, 69 by midnight, 67 by 6. Scattered showers and thunderstorms increasing mainly along and north of I-44 for us late tonight. Most of the night's fine. Clouds increase late. We're going to stop at 4:30. Scattered thunderstorms, Yates Center, Fredonia, over towards Chanute, Iola, kind of pushing into Fort Scott, Nevada, maybe even as far south as Pittsburgh, Lamar. I think most of these will stay just north of the metro. And then they slide east, pretty much out of here by 7 or 8. A few random showers left behind by 10 or 11. Now, if you live in Oklahoma or south of I-44 on the Missouri side, your chances for rain are very slim. Unfortunately, we need a nice widespread rain. By the afternoon, plenty of sunshine. We warm back into the mid-70s for highs. Kind of chilly tomorrow night, upper 40s. And then as we go into Thursday, pretty nice, lower 70s, plenty of sunshine once again. So rainfall with this batch tonight, mainly our northern counties, and you can see not much in our southwestern counties. Day planner for you, starting at 66. We break out of the clouds by noon, 74 by 5 p.m. Nice day. High temp of 75 degrees. 72 on Thursday. We warm to 78 on Friday. Another front on Saturday. Just doesn't look like it has much moisture, so maybe a few showers, especially in our southern counties. Sunday looks pretty good, 73, cooling down a bit Monday and Tuesday. Highs into the 60s.
Fall is really here, isn't it? But
It's
the
here.
temperatures, the overnight lows, they're getting chilly.
Yeah, definitely.
Need some more rain, though. Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, the Missouri Southern women are picked at the top of the MIAA preseason coaches poll. We're going to hear from the team. And it's playoff time for high school softball in Missouri. Jacob Leonard has that and more up next.
It's playoff time for high school softball in southwest Missouri. In Webb City, the Cardinals host the Class 4 District 7 tournament this week. Now in the quarterfinals tonight, first up, it's Carl Junction facing Willard with the winner, moving on to play Nevada in the semifinals. Willard hit it hard today. Fourth inning here, Allison Miller, high and deep to right center. Off the scoreboard, 2-run shot for Miller. She drives in 4 today. Next batter just a few pitches later, Hannah Burks yanks it to left, and that clears the fence. Burks makes it back-to-back for Willard. Tigers in control, but in the fourth, Carl Junction not gonna quit. Sammy Sims pokes this one opposite field, finds some grass out there. Sims in there for the double. The next batter, next pitch, Maddie Olds drives it to center. She hit it out. That goes off the fence. Sims scores. CJ gets 2 back in the inning, but it is Willard moving on to the district semifinals, 14-3. On the other side of the bracket, other quarterfinal games tonight. Right now, McDonald County on the field against Monette. McDonald County leads that one 2-0 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Then at 7 o'clock, tournament host Webb City will face Bolivar. We'll have the latest from all of these games right here tonight at 10. In the Class 5 District 5 tournament in Springfield, it's a big one in the quarterfinals. Joplin hits the field against COC rival Neosho. Tonight it's Joplin winning a good one, 2-1. They move on to face top-seeded Ozark in the district semifinals tomorrow night. Well, today is MIAA Basketball Media Day in Kansas City. On the women's side, in the preseason coaches poll, the Pittsburgh State Gorillas have been picked to finish 8th in the MIAA. As for the Missouri Southern Lions, no surprise here really. They're number 1 in the MIAA preseason poll. The Lions finished as co-league champions last year, returned the MIAA Player of the Year in Lacey Stokes, and the MIAA Coach of the Year in Ronnie Ressel. Now here's Ressel on heading into the season as the MIAA favorites.
The expectations are high, as they should be. I think as a coach, if your expectations aren't high with a group that you got returning, you shouldn't be coaching. Your mindset is you want to be in the top in the conference, you want to make the NCAA tournament, you want to make a great run, and ultimately the neat thing about this year for the women's basketball, the national championship game is going to be in Dallas at the Final Four at the women's. So, that's the ultimate goal, I think, for a lot of teams in our league to be in Dallas when it comes March.
On the men's side, new coaches this year for both Pittsburgh State and Missouri Southern. Jeff Boschee enters his first year with the Gorillas, while Sam McMahon heads into his first year leading the Lions. And Missouri Southern is 8th in the coaches poll. Pittsburgh State is picked 10th. And both teams will open up the season on November 11th in Kansas City at the Central Region Tip-Off Challenge. The Kansas City Chiefs won a good one last night, beating the rival Raiders 30-29. Chiefs are now 4-1 in their first 5 games. That was a nice night for the offense in Kansas City. Marquez Valdez-Scantling had 6 catches for 90 yards. McCole Hardman, 4 catches for 73. But like a lot of games, Travis Kelce was the star. He had 7 catches, just 25 yards, but 4 of those catches were for touchdowns. And all those guys helped jumpstart the Chiefs to overcome a 17-0 deficit.
There was anger of just kind of how we had played up until that point. I mean, I feel like they were the physical team. They brought the fight to us. But I thought our guys responded. And I was just talking to the guys in the locker room. It was like sometimes these games are the ones that build the true character of the team. I mean, whenever you come out and they're kind of like throw that first punch and hit you, and how you respond and go back and fight, that was good to see from this team.
It's weird how watching the Chiefs like 3rd and 14 feels like 3rd and 4 for everybody else, and like a 14-point deficit feels like a field goal. They're never out of anything. It's fun to watch.
That's true. Not in the Mahomes era. They're never out. That's for sure. We'll be right back. Take time now to honor a local veteran. John Seifert served in the U.S. Army during World War II. Pittsburgh native was stationed in Italy and Egypt, and we're proud to salute John Seifert. He's a 4-state hero. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. The Supreme Court heard arguments today on a California law that bans the sale of pork products that come from animals housed in tight enclosures. Also, a group of pro-Russian hackers claims responsibility for hacking computers at U.S. airports. And look back at the life of Angela Lansbury after her death at age 96. Those stories, a lot more. It's coming up tonight, KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Now, when you crack open a cold can of beer, it's usually in your house, not usually on a highway, middle of a highway, or the side of a highway. Things can change. The Kansas Highway Patrol said a semi carrying thousands of Budweiser cans overturned today on I-135 in Salina, Kansas. When officers arrived, they say those cans were spilling onto the nearby landscape. It was a single vehicle crash. No one was hurt, although some beer lovers might have been upset.
A lot of tall boys there.
If they'd had a wagon in Clydesdales, it probably wouldn't have happened.
I know it.
I'm just saying. Weather.
Looks pretty good for us tonight. Till late tonight, some scattered showers and thunderstorms, which we need, mainly along north of I-44. Sunshine by the afternoon, high 75.
Final sports notes.
I told you the Missouri Southern women were on top of the MIAA preseason coaches poll. It's the first time in program history they've been picked number 1.
Really? That's a surprise to me. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.